Hi, I'm Scrapping Amy, and this is One Mommy Scrapping, where I am planning for happy memories. Today I'm starting a new series with my friend Sarah Scraps, and we're going to show you how to incorporate digital elements in your traditional layouts. First up though, we need to talk about printers, and I just installed a new one. Let's get started. I decided to buy a new printer because I had some quality issues with the prior one I'd been using for hybrid products. We're going to call my prior printer Shannon. I'd always felt that photos were a little washed out and the colors weren't always accurate, but I had spent good money on Shannon and I decided to stick it out. Things changed when I started purchasing more digital products. It was time to upgrade if I wanted to get the most out of my hybrid layouts. Shannon was great for text documents, so she will be perfect for my daughter to use for school. I had used Epson before with their Artisan series and had enjoyed the color quality that printer had. I was hoping to purchase another Artisan, but that brand was discontinued. After doing some research, I realized the Expression series was the Artisan replacement. I was familiar with the Epson ink colors being the four standard black, yellow, magenta, and cyan. This Artisan printer that I had owned had also added in a light magenta and a light cyan. As I looked into the Expression line, some used only the four standard colors. I did find one that used the additional ink cartridges of the light magenta and light cyan, but I had realized at this point I wanted one thing on this new printer. I wanted it to be a wide format printer. Those were very much out of my price range in the Artisan days, but the Expression series has a reasonably priced wide format printer that used the standard four ink colors plus gray and red. The XP 15000 will print up to 13 by 19 inches. They even sell photo paper for that large, meaning that I can print my own 12 by 12 photos if I want to. While I haven't picked up that photo paper yet, it's not as expensive as I thought it would be. It's $23.31 for 20 sheets, and that's directly from the Epson website. I don't tend to use those very, very large photos often, but it is a nice option to have. Speaking of paper, this new printer will print on my 300 GSM cardstock, something that Shannon couldn't do even though I tried. It's nice to have the ability to print my die cuts with that nice thick paper whenever I want. As of right now, I've only printed on 4x6, but I love the quality already. For these two photos right now, the one on the left is printed with my Epson and the one on the right is with my Shannon. You can see there's a distinct difference. Since digital size isn't exactly 4x6, pictures do get cropped. Shannon took cropping to the extreme, to the point that I would add a white border around my photos since I knew Shannon would take it all away. And that's what I did with this picture on the right. The Epson crops as well, but to a much lesser extent. It's nice to be able to see more of the background if I want it, or I can zoom in. Finally, let's talk about the price. You can get an Expression model for as little as about $100 or all the way up to $600. And I confess to looking at that $600 one and I almost did it. It's their wide format Eco Tank model, which means no more ink cartridges. I think if it had been 6 colors instead of the standard 4, I would have done it. My printer ended up costing me about $350 before tax. It's pricey, but not out of my price range completely. If printing 12 by 12 wasn't important, I could have spent a lot less. Since we're on the topic of cost, let's talk about those ink cartridges. Like I said before, it uses black, yellow, magenta, cyan, gray, and red. Since they're all individual cartridges, you only need to replace what you use up. Epson is big on using their inks, which are more expensive than the generic versions. I use the high capacity cartridges so I don't have to buy ink as often. Black ink runs at about $19 and the other colors are $22, before tax of course. That comes to just under $130 for all of them. While that number makes my head spin, I only keep a single extra cartridge of each color on hand. When I replace the red, I'll only buy new red, which makes things appear a little more bearable. There you have it. That's why I am using the printer that I currently have. Even though it's new, I'm really loving it already, a lot more than I ever loved Shannon, especially at the beginning. Sarah and I are going to be continuing this series over the next 8 weeks. So if you have questions you'd like answered, please leave them down below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love if you would hit the subscribe button and then ring the bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video or when I go live, which is normally on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Have a lovely day. Bye!